Have you ever talked to someone that doesn't speak your language? We tend to say the word over and over again, and then we know that's not working, so we say it slower, like that's gonna help, or we say it louder, like that's gonna help a person that doesn't understand the word. I'm gonna say the word suwaru, suwaru, suwaru. So are you sitting down? Because that's what I asked you to do. Now, if you're Japanese, maybe you understood that. I don't know if I got the translation right, but that's the point. I can say that word over and over again, but if you don't understand it, you can't do it. And too often, we say too much to our dogs when they don't really understand what they want. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to better communicate with your dog by saying less. You're actually going to see me teach a dog sit without saying anything. I'm Instructor Carol. This is Texas. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. In dog training, less is more. If I kept speaking Japanese in this video, you're gonna tune me out. You're gonna change that channel pretty darn quick. And that's the worst case, but the best case is that when I say sit, yes, good girl, get it, out. My dog's responding first time I say a command. If I keep saying words over and again, even if she understands them, she may not tune me out, but you know what? She's not gonna respond the first time. I'm gonna have to say my commands over and over again, all of the time. Now, that was all well and good, but you probably wanna see a specific example. What do I mean by this? So, number one, I'm gonna teach a dog, say they don't know sit at all. I could get a treat out and I could tell them, get in here, sit. So nice clear sit, and I'm going to reward, break. I could also just show them like this. Sit, good girl. What a good girl. And I could feed that, I can praise that, I can talk to them, I can keep the attention. Good pup, way to go, break. So I'm saying it once, out, thank you, and then I'm rewarding them. Now, I also need my dog to understand they should hold that position, and that's really the hard part. It's easy to teach a dog to sit. We tell them sit, we lure them, we give them a treat. Every dog in the world probably does that, but having them hold when stuff's going on is much tougher. Sit. So now that my dog is sitting on command, they also need to hold that, even if something exciting was going to go on. What a good girl, and I'll reward that one, yes. So I'm going to praise and reward that. If she was to get up, break, sit. I'm just placing her back. I don't want to pull out food again. She's going to learn, oh, when I want a piece of food, I've got my owner trained, I just move. All I'm doing is placing her back. I'm showing her what I want. Now, are you guilty of this trap? Texas, sit, Texas, 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 sit, Texas, sit. Most of us use our dog's name way too often. So do you do that? In which case, again, there's all that noise that our dogs don't really understand. Sit, gently place her back. I don't have to be harsh. I don't have to get mad at her. I don't have to raise my voice. I just need to be consistent, and she's gonna understand, oh, I guess I need to hold this. And when she's holding it, good things happen. What a good pup. I can use my voice. Now, a lot of people say, do we have to use food? You know what? If you have great timing and you have that clear communication, you don't need food. But for a lot of us, why not use that food to build the value for the sit? It can make up if our timing's not so good. What a good pup. And even when exciting things are gonna happen, yeah, what a good pup. The dogs learn to hold that sit until we say, break. Good girl. Another big mistake people make is that they don't show the dog what they're supposed to do when the dog makes a mistake. They just repeat the command. So sit, sit, sit. The dog's making repeated mistakes. Then the person gets frustrated and they say, sit. And then they take action. But then people say to me, my dog only responds when I say, sit. And I don't want to have to yell it. Well, you don't have to. You're just going to show them what you want. Less is more. Sit, show them what you want. Say it once, not repeatedly, and do it each time your dog gets up. Think less isn't more. Let's try a little experiment. I'm not sure how this will go. I'm going to work with Euchre. Now, some of you have seen Euchre, and you're going to say, she knows sit. This is a trick. But she knows sit, sitting in control position at the side. So I'm going to try not to say anything. Now, think it's hard not to. It is even for me not to say. Humans want to keep talking. We fill those empty spaces. So I'm going to take some treats. The only word you're going to hear me say is the word okay to let her know she can get out of the sit. So I've got a handful of treats. Let me load up and let's see if I can have her work an SIT. Yeah. I'm going to feed her one so she stays interested in me. I'm just going to anchor my leash so she can't take off. Let her snorkel my hands. Yes. I'm even not going to lure. So notice I'm not putting my hands up so that it doesn't look like I'm luring her at all. I'm not telling her anything. And I could absolutely lure her and give her that information, but let's see if she can just figure this out. Yes. I'm going to keep rewarding her. Then I'll reward her again. Yes. Yes. Break. Now let's see if she offers that behavior again. Yeah, she's a pretty smart pup. She said, I know how I got rewarded. So what if we make it tougher? I'm just gonna let her know that's yes. Good pup. Yes. Break. Break. Yes. Yes. Oh. Okay. Yes. Good girl. Yes. 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 What a smart girl you are. Sure, there must be one down there. I'll just let her check it out. Not loaded down there, girly. Yes, good girl. Yes, good pup. Yeah, you're so smart. You're so smart. Okay, go get those. So I never yet said the word sit once. I could add that once she understands the behavior, but she figured out just by rewarding, and I did use the word yes. I said it was going to be hard not to say anything. So yes pinpointed when she made a good choice, but only that. I wasn't praising her completely, but I was letting her know that specifically that was a great choice not to move from that position. She learned her job was to sit and hold that sit even when I was throwing food. I want to use another example, and this one I'm going to talk about both verbal and nonverbal communication. Response to name, calling our dogs to us. So have you fallen in the trap of saying spot, spot, spot while your dog's across the yard and you're saying that name multiple times? Again, just like that sit, I want to say my command once, and if my dog doesn't respond, I'm going to show them how to respond. So what that might look like. In a second, I'm going to let Thorpe get a little distracted. Now he's deaf, so he wouldn't respond on his name, but I'm going to have him pointing away. So I'm going to show you. Assume I'm across the yard. Thorpe is distracted here. I would walk across the yard after saying that name. So I'm going to, come here, buddy. Let me get these out first. Okay, you go get that. So I've said Thorpe, there was no response. I'm gonna walk across that yard. Thorpe, Little touch, touch, touch. Yay, good boy. Yeah, you leave that food. Yes, good boy. So I'm praising him. I'm not going to reward it with food or toy because he didn't respond the first time. Now, if he moved and I said, Thorpe, and he did, yeah, way to go, oh, you're brilliant. It doesn't have to be food. I could have a tug, I can play. I could absolutely reward him with some food. So let your dogs know they're wonderful when they respond. If they don't respond on that one clear name, walk in there, name, touch, or a couple of touches like I had to do till they respond, and then let them know, clear communication, that was the right response. So that's the start of that response to name, the actual turn to look at me. Let's talk about the middle of that exercise. My dog's way across the yard, I've called the name, and they turn. So, do you have trouble not saying something when you're training your dog? You're gonna shine here, because that's a point where your voice is absolutely important. My dog turns, especially those young dogs, they're so easily distracted. So I'm gonna, yay, way to go, I'm over here, buddy, you're brilliant. I don't want to keep repeating that name because I'm going to water it down again. They're going to learn they don't need to respond on one, but cheer them on in. Now let's talk about the end of that exercise. You've called your dog, they come booting across the yard. Do you find that your dog hesitates to come right in? Or do you notice some body language? You know, picture one of those relatives that doesn't like hugging. You go to hug and they're, in their arms are tucked tight. They don't want that hug. Have you ever observed your dog's body language as they come in if you're bending over them? Now, dogs don't like it when we get into their face. Let's see what Thorpe does. We have a pretty strong relationship. He's pretty focused on me. But if I reach down, you can see. So he saw a couple of things there. He looked away from me. Because dogs, have you ever seen them greet? They come in, they don't look at each other, they turn their heads. So he did exactly that. I come in, he turns his head away. The other thing on the first one, if you saw, he licked. That's a sign of a little bit of stress. He was, I'm uncomfortable, because dogs don't do that. It's one of the reasons we don't want to hug dogs. If you have a lab, you can probably ignore that because they love everybody in their face for the most part, but most dogs do not. So if my dog's coming in on that response to name and I go to reach down, most dogs, thank you buddy, will turn away or even back away from us, and they're going to over and over time say coming to you is no longer fun. So my verbal body language or my nonverbal should be to be tall and encourage my dog in close. Then I could bend down, and you can see Thorpe is very comfortable with me not in his face and not grabbing, especially those little dogs. When we reach down and grab for them, it can be so darn intimidating. So they tend to stay way away from us, not come right in. I can also use my body language and my verbal to help my dog. So if your dog boots across the yard, some of those young dogs are going to be wild after that stimulating run. So by standing tall, they're less likely to jump or go crazy and now want a puppy burn around. Again, I could use my clear sit to help my young dog coming in so they don't take out my knees or just keep on running. Now with training, I provided you the tactics, but with all dog training, because each dog is a little different, observation is really important. Like I said, watching your dog's body language, not just on that response to name, but all of them. Now, if you'd like some additional help with your training and some feedback on what you're doing, we've got a supported online program. So if you're interested, check out the online life skills program. The link's in the description below. I've been talking about good communication with your dog, but really communication is part of good leadership with your dog. So if you want to see more on that, click this card right here. On that note, I'm Carol. This is Thorpe. Happy training.